And so many helicopters. Let me see if I can tag some people. I was waiting for it to pop up. Okay, so let me see. That's guest requests. Bring someone on camera. What is this? Invite friends. I want to invite you. Invited. Everybody's invited. You're invited. Everybody is invited. No one misses an invite. Okay, so while I'm inviting, I want you to tag your people. In the live. Share this on your timeline. Share it with your family, your friends, your loved ones. Help me expand the reach. Okay, so I'm just tagging at this point now. Anyone? Hey Mo. Welcome. It's Feel Good Friday. I hope that you are feeling absolutely amazing wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. I decided to come live. It's been a minute since I've been on live. I say a minute, but it's probably been about a week or so. I think the last live I did on Facebook was talking about, are we worth more than a penny? Seeing how the penny can double up, okay? And so I am, it's Feel Good Friday, and I'm feeling absolutely amazing. I am coming, well, I'm actually still in it. Man, just the whew. I'm on day 6. And this is probably the best that I've felt on my fast. And so I decided, like, hey, I want to share this. I feel like people need to hear what it feels and see what it feels, or be in the space of what it feels like to go through a fasting experience. And so, I mean, that doesn't necessarily have to be the whole message, because of course, it's really about what I'm feeling. It's really about what I'm feeling. I just feel really good. I feel really good, and I feel really clear. I've been doing a lot of reading in the midst of, and of course, I've been in scripture. I've also been in the 4 agreements, and, just the way things are resonating for me and the way that they are parallel, it's sticking. It's sticking. I feel the ground is fertile. I'm receiving a lot more clarity. I'm paying attention to more details. I'm slowing down. And I think that that's really the message today. I think the message today is to slow down, to really allow yourself to be present, to see what is, to be in the midst of what is, to be present. I really feel like that's the message. When we think about, how fast time is going, because if you're aware, then you understand, like, time is moving fast. And in that space, you may feel like you have no control because time is moving fast, right? And so during the fast, what I've really allowed myself to do is to be present and to slow my reactions, to slow myself down, right? When you are working on liquids, right? When you're working on liquids, you begin to preserve your energy because you don't have a lot of it. And so you are more selective about where that energy goes. You are more selective about how you expend it. You are more selective as to what you give it to, because you don't have a lot to give. And what you do have, you understand the quality of it. Okay. And so that's really what the fast has taught me in these 6 days, is to be more intentional, more focused in where I'm giving my energy, who I'm giving it to, and what I allow to have it. So that, I believe, is really the message, to slow down. So in ways in which you can slow down, one is the fast, right? One is a fast. If you fast, it's definitely going to slow you down. If you want to know how to slow down time, I'm telling you now, one of the ways you can do that is to fast. Okay. If you're wanting to know how you can become more intentional, the way is to fast. If you're wondering how you can get more clear, the way is to fast. If you're wondering how you can get guidance, receive guidance, the way is to fast. Okay. Fasting is the way, okay? And so I don't do the fast for, say, weight loss. I don't do the fast for, say, the physical, for the flesh. I'm really fasting for spirit. I'm really fasting to hear God. I'm really fasting for direction. I'm really fasting for understanding. I'm really fasting for the ability to discern. I'm really fasting for the ability um, to practice, to practice being more in the spirit rather than in the flesh. And so this brings me to one thing that, I don't know, I'm hearing it, but what I realize is when we are not in the spirit, and, we can't do, when we're not in the spirit and we're really in the flesh, what we experience a lot of is judgment. We experience a lot of, say, rejection because we are in judgment. And so being in the spirit has really helped me to separate myself from judgment and separate myself from rejection, because I am in a space of acceptance. And I was talking to my team about this today. The opposite of rejection is acceptance. And it first starts with yourself. Okay, it first starts with yourself. The way you can't receive what you are not. Okay, you cannot receive what you are not. And if you cannot accept yourself, you cannot accept another. And so again, I spoke about this before, how we reject ourselves when we reject another. When we judge another, we judge ourselves. It's truly a reflection. It's truly a mirror. How you treat another is how you treat yourself. And so what Spirit has been revealing to me during this time is acceptance. Okay. And so when we learn to accept ourselves, and truly, I mean, accept ourselves, like understanding that there is, in you, there is lightness and darkness, and that both exist for the purpose of ascension, for evolution. Because if you don't know what darkness is, then you won't know when the light hits you. You won't know when the light hits you. You won't be able to discern, because everything amongst you is the same, so it's like, if there only be darkness, then when light appears, you'll reject it, because again, everything for you needs to be the same. And so for whoever this message resonates with, acceptance is understanding that you are all. Okay, you are all. And so because you are all, you are everything. You are everything and nothing at the same time. And so you can accept, 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 and you can accept. And when you accept, you release control. You stop wanting to control the narrative. You stop wanting to control your external circumstances. You start understanding that the only thing you have control of is the self. And so when you accept that all you have control of is the self, then you take full responsibility to change yourself, because you understand that nothing changes until you change. And so again, like, I've heard this before, I've said this before, but in this fast, it's really dawning on me, because of course, for every level up, right, for every for every level For every level, there's new devils. Okay, for every level, there's new devils. And so you will experience certain triggers and certain situations where you may feel like you've already like graduated from that level, but it's come to say test you. It's come to say, see if you really learned from that experience and what did you learn from that experience. And so like I said, for every level there's new devils. And so um, I'm just learning this acceptance of myself, which helps me to be more accepting of others. And I feel like the more you can accept yourself, the more you love yourself, and you're not you're not necessarily wanting to, I want to say, change yourself, but rather by you accepting yourself, you accept that there's more to you. If it does make perfect sense to me. When like the space that I'm in right now, I'm accepting myself and understanding that there's more to me. Not that I have to change anything, but rather that I get to explore the more that is in me. So, and that's such a different perspective. Like woo, Lord, give me strength. When we don't like things about ourselves, right? Like we ridicule ourselves. We ridicule ourselves. We judge ourselves. We become the victim and the judge. We start to blame, shame, and guilt ourselves for certain things when we don't like things about ourselves. But acceptance is the key to changing, or say exploring, the thing about ourselves that we aren't necessarily say happy with. And I say this because, right, like one part that I've had to get really, really clear on in this acceptance is that there is no such thing as perfect. So when we're wanting to say change ourselves, it's like really getting clear on whether or not your goal is perfection. And what I've learned is to want to be perfect is to want to be fake. It's to be fake. It's not real. Perfection is not real. The song that comes to mind is Travis Scott's "Stop Trying to Be God." Only God is perfect. Only God is perfect. And so when we are seeking, say, the change in ourselves, the reason why acceptance is important, because instead of it being say like a change, it's rather like an exploration of the self. Because when you really get to explore yourself, it's without judgment, and you give yourself the space and the ability to grow. It's like that feels different than I need to change this about myself. Rather, I get to explore the parts of me that can improve, that have room to grow. And that's a part of how we talk to ourselves. So how we talk to ourselves is so important. Again, goes back to that acceptance. It's like when we want to change things, is the self-talk You are so terrible. You're so bad. I can't believe you did that. That's ugly. You should be different. You should be better. Is it condescending? Is it from a space of hatred? Like, I hate this. I hate that it's like that. I hate that I'm like that. Like, do you talk to yourself like that? Because if you talk to yourself like that, then I'm sure you talk to other people like that. And it's a reflection of, like hating yourself. And in the past, when I say critic, I could be a total critic of myself, like with anything, because I wanted to be perfect. Like, I wanted things to be absolutely on point all the time. It needs to be this way. And that's like so restrictive, and it's so demanding, and it's so, it's like aggressive, and it's ugly. That's the word for it. It's without grace. It's without patience. It's without joy, like joy in accepting what is in the moment. Like, this is what it is right now, and it can get better. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do know. Acceptance just feels better. It feels better to say to myself, in that moment, I gave my best because that was my best in that moment. And I can do better. And I can see where there's opportunity for growth. That helps the child in me feel seen, and the child feels the ability to grow without persecution, without, like ridicule, without feeling less than, without feeling belittled, without feeling beneath. So acceptance just feels a lot better. It feels better. It's different. I'd be lying if I said that it feels awkward because it's new. Like as with anything, when you're starting something new, you have to practice at it. You have to keep moving in it. You have to do it, daily disciplines. You have to be repetitive with it. It's repetition, right? Like, so it's not something that you wake up one morning and it's like, oh, I accept it. I accept myself, and I accept this and this, that, and the third. And it's like that for the rest of your life. You have to work at it. And so today, that was my word. It was, I accept myself. And so that means I can accept the people around me. That means I can accept, the people that are coming into my life. It means I can receive what is. I can receive it without expectation, like without ridicule, without persecution, without the idea that it has to be perfect, without the idea that it has to be and meet my standard, meet my like, it's something about the word acceptance, y'all. It's something about the word acceptance, y'all. And I know that today, like I said, feels like a totally different day. And I know that I'll have to work on this every day. But it does feel awkward, okay? It does feel abnormal. Rewiring feels abnormal. Reprogramming feels abnormal because normal in itself is familiar. Normal is familiar, right? Like, that's how we measure what's normal. I'm familiar with that. That's normal. But when you're experiencing something different, you tend to reject it because it's different. And so, like I said, as far as acceptance is concerned, this acceptance that I'm speaking of, it's something that you is gonna feel abnormal. It's gonna feel like shock. It's gonna feel like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? About ugh. You know what I mean? Because your body, your mind, your heart isn't used to it. And even then, the best thing to do is to accept that, to not run from that. Like, to feel it and allow it to be, because that's the clearest that you're ever going to be. Like, that is the clearest that you're ever going to be. That is the clearest that you're ever going to be. When we aren't accepting of situations, what we're doing is the opposite. We're rejecting it, and we're also placing limitation on it by perceiving that it should be a certain way. Like, you're saying that it has to be this way. And that's, again, like I said, it's an expectation, and it also sets you up for failure and disappointment if it doesn't meet that standard. Whereas if you accept the situation for what it is, then you release expectation because you accept that this is what it is. So there's no room for disappointment. There's no room for frustration. There's no room for hatred. There's no room for, anger, envy, jealousy, because that's just what it is. That's just what it is. So, acceptance is key. 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 It changes your self-talk. It changes your narrative. It changes how you love yourself. It changes how you love other people. It changes everything. So I said, I don't know what's in the air, but today feels good. I may not have the energy to jump off buildings, but my spirit is so full. My spirit is so full. I can be patient with people. I can be patient with myself. I can be discerning with who and what gets my energy. I can be discerning with what actually adds to my cup rather than depletes, because I'm accepting and I'm in the present moment, and I'm like here. I'm not there. I'm not in the future. I'm not trying to figure out tomorrow, but like being present here. Man, so acceptance. Acceptance brings clarity. And clarity brings confidence. And confidence, I feel, breaks barriers, because it gives us the energy to take action, to move forward, to go forward, right? To conquer. Okay, when you're not in acceptance, you're in rejection. That means you're not in the present moment. You're probably in the future, wishing that it's something else, hoping that it's something else, not accepting what it is. And that's worry, anxiety, and depletion of your energy. You're not adding. You're taking away from yourself. You're scattered. So being present means we're whole. It means that we're in the right now moment. It means that we're accepting. And the opposite to that is rejection. And I believe in my heart of hearts that the only thing that knows rejection is the flesh. So when you're able to detach from the flesh, then you don't know rejection. And brings me back to fasting. Fasting helps you detach from the flesh. It helps you to see the cravings, the desires of the flesh. And once you allow yourself to reject that, then what someone else rejects, say within the flesh, it can't offend you. It can't hurt you. I'm also prompted to say that you will know your people when you do this, because your sheep will know your voice. And when you can share and express via, say, that acceptance, because again, like I said, acceptance helps us to be present. So being present means, like I said, accepting what is, seeing what is right now. And if you don't understand it, then you can ask as many questions as you possibly can, want to gain clarity for what is. And if the situation, the people, your surroundings, your environment can't handle the questions, or the way in which you see clarity for what is, then they're not your kind. They're not of you. And so for them to, say, reject you wouldn't harm you, because if they were of you, they wouldn't leave. So I'm explaining this the best of my ability, doing my best right now, okay, on what I have to give right now. So, if this message resonates with you, share this message. Help me to reach more people, because I'm more than sure that I am not the only one who's experiencing this, say, acceptance. I'm not the only one who may have experienced wanting and having the need in the past to be perfect, which doesn't exist. um I'm sure I'm not the only one uh, who in the past, you know was seeking, say, some outside validation for where I was in life. I'm more than sure I wasn't. I'm more than sure that I was not the only person. So I feel like acceptance is the answer to it all. So share this message. Help me help someone else. If this message doesn't resonate with you, I'm sure that there's someone that it could. So spread and share the love. But that's what I came on here for. I'm going to hop off now. I'm going to get into the rest of my day. It's a beautiful day, a beautiful sunny day here in LA. My Fit and 15, or my Queens Only Pressure Makes Diamonds 15-day challenge starts on Monday. I am so excited about that. I've been detoxing all week, so that means that all that good nutrition is finna go. Ooh, this body finna eat it up, okay? Y'all ain't ready for these new results. Y'all really ain't ready for these new results. Y'all ain't ready for these new results. If you are interested in getting signed up for that, definitely reach out to me. Even if you don't start with us day one, it's not important when you start, it's that you start, okay? So having patience with yourself. I can have patience with you too. Like I said, if you want to get it set up for that, it is only women, okay? I have a couple of different programs to choose from to reflect, based on what your budget is. I'm willing to work with you if you are willing to receive. So I look forward to helping as many women as possible, helping as many people as possible. So I'll follow up with you guys prior to the challenge. Okay, y'all gonna see me back here on Sunday talking about the challenge. Okay, so I love you guys. Till next time, peace.